I told him send a video. He said no, he wants to be here personally. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk less. I'm going to ask less questions. The floor is open to everyone to ask their questions. But please join me, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Bruno Wogu. He's what I call the Einstein of marketing. He knows this business. Praise God. Please. Okay, sir. Let me just give you a few minutes to sort of give us an insight into what selling online means and how is it possible to do it the way that you have done and showed your over 3,000 mentees how to.
Okay, good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's my utmost pleasure to be here. Solomon, thank you for making this possible. Thank you, Pastor Sir. The pleasure is all mine. All right, so how is it possible to actually do so much selling online? Well, one of the things you want to understand is that the internet changed the way businesses were done. Prior to the boom of the internet over 30 years ago, although Africa is still just catching up because there's like a decade distance between Europe and Africa in terms of technological advancement. So, because of that, it meant that people who could, before your businesses were was confined to, meeting people one on one and being able to, sell to them. Right now, with the internet, it now meant that since the world now became a global village, anybody anywhere could now buy and sell information at least. And then software now came, and then of course software is eating the world. It now meant that people could do things from somewhere in Africa that would have impact somewhere in Europe. All right. So the internet was what changed the game. All right. In that sense, the internet changed the game totally for commerce, for businesses, and now like someone said, there's no such thing as e-commerce anymore because commerce is now on the internet. All right. So how it basically works is the same way people buy and sell. The same principles that apply, when people buy and sell physically are the same things that apply on the internet. It's just that there are a little bit, tips and tweaks here and there, but generally the concepts still remain the same.
Okay, so give us a bit of insight into how you got into this.
Okay, so I'll have to tell my story. So I started 2020 July 5th. No, not July 5th. July 5th was the day I made up my mind to start. Why? So I was going to church. This was after the pandemic. Prior to this particular event I'm about to tell you, I was working in a gym, right? I was working in a gym, and I was earning 40,000 naira per month. Out of that 40,000 naira per month, I was spending 30,000 naira on transport. Yeah, I was going from the mainland to the island every day, and I was working for 21 days straight. I work on weekends. I work, throughout the week for 21 days straight, then get a week off. Now, when the pandemic hit April 1st, they asked us to go home, right? Because it's a gym and you cannot gym when there's a pandemic. So I remember going home and I'm like, okay, at least they'll still be paying me half of my salary, right? So that's fine. But I was still considering the idea of, getting an internet based business, starting an internet based business. But everything changed July 5th, 2020. What happened? Prior to then, I mean, I got a phone. A friend got me a phone. That phone was 100K. Right, that's an iPhone 7. It was the most expensive device I ever owned up until then. In fact, if you wanted to attribute my net worth to anything, that was my phone. So I was going to church that morning. It was around 6 or 7 a.m. And so I entered a Mulwe and I was sitting in the middle. But for some reason, at first I said it was the Holy Spirit that told me to go and sit by the window. Later I changed my mind because of what happened. But I said, okay, so let me go and sit at the window because I didn't want people to be disturbing me while I'm, in the middle of the bus. So I went to sit by the window and I brought out my phone and I started using it. And before I knew it, fiam, the phone was gone. I'm telling you, from the window, I watched in horror as they snatched the phone from my hand, and then I just looked at. Now this is where it now gets crazy. That was the third time in 2 years that my phone was being stolen. You know when they say I'm not really superstitious, but at that point I start asking myself that maybe there's such a thing as village people. Like, do you understand? Maybe there's such a thing as village people that, because this is not just this is the third time. I couldn't even tell my parents that my phone was stolen and it was everything I had. So I now ask myself, if I have to save my salary, I'll have to save for 5 months. Are you telling me that I'll have to save every single thing I get to buy that same phone back? It was at that moment I was going with my friend because he was there when everything happened. He saw when they took my phone. And then they had told me about a friend of mine had told me about one business called, affiliate marketing. And I was like, oh, I hated everything called marketing. Sales marketing is not my thing. I felt like you didn't need to persuade people to buy things. If they want to buy, they'll buy. Why do you have to convince people? Like, just leave them, let them be. But when you are down, you stop having options, right? Good. So I was like, let me just try and see what this thing is about, right? I remember telling my friend something. I said the speed of a man is determined by two things: what he's chasing and what is chasing him. All right. And now that I'm down, there's really nothing I can do. Cause when that happened, I asked myself something. I said, Bruno, are you telling me that right now, there is nothing you can do that can make you money like this, like legitimately? So I realized that when people that are wealthy have two things that people who are not wealthy have. The two things are these. Number one is that they have information and things they can do. All right. They what we call skills that can generate them money. Right. And number two is that they have a network of people that they've built over time. All right. But before you build a network, you have to build skills first. So I realized that my problem was not that I didn't have money. My problem was that I didn't have the skills to actually generate money. That was where the problem was. So I was not just broke financially, I was broke mentally. Right? That's the thing. And until you change a man's mind, you can't change his state. And then you can't change his estate. Until you change a man's mind, you can't change his state. And until you change his state, you can't change his estate. Right? So that was basically how I started. I called my friend Ogie. I said, Ogie, because now I didn't have any option. I said, tell me about this business. She said, oh, I didn't want to hear all that. I just asked one question. I said, okay, how much have you that is talking to me? Because I trust you. We've related for a long time. So how much have you made? She said, I've not made so much money. I said, okay, I don't want to know how much, because it's not all those ones that I know they are making money. I want how much have you made? She said, well, you know that she's a doctor. I'm a doctor. I haven't really, I'm doing my exams and I'm not serious with this business, but I've made 100,000. I nearly fell out of my seat. I say, eh? You are not serious with it. You've made 100. Because remember, I was just thinking that if I can just make that 100,000, I'll just buy my phone back, and I'm okay. That's literally was all my goal. I say, if you're not serious with it and you've made 100,000, then what will now happen to me? And I say, if it's just even that 100,000, say me I make. Do you understand? I'm okay. I just want to get the phone back. So I started the business. All right. My goal was to make 200K. In fact, that would be 10 times more than what I was taking home as at that time, right? And 20 times my take home salary on a normal without COVID, right? So that was like a huge stretch for me. I wanted to make 200K every month starting from July, so that by December I'll have made 1 million. I'll have said, oh, I made 1 million from this business. Yay, whatever happens should happen. I'm fine. Small thinking. But you know what happened? Within 30 days, I made 1 million naira from it. 1 million naira. Now it sounds big, but it's no longer big anymore, right? But the point is that what I was going to make in 5 months, all right, which would be 20 times my take home salary, my net salary, I made close to 100 times that amount in 1 month using the power of the internet. So that's actually how the journey started for me.
So, what are the things that you did? You talked briefly, or you made brief mention of build your skills and then build your networks.
Okay.
So, what are the things that you did in practical terms that anybody here can actually just latch onto and then start doing?
Okay, so first of all, right, like I said, there are skills. The way anything works is this: first of all, you learn before you earn, right? And when it comes to making money online, I tell everybody there are basically just three things you need. Number one is the ability to get a lot of attention. All right. And what that means is to just buy traffic. This is easy. This is easy. You can go on Facebook right now and I can say, I want to target only people that live in this area. I want them to be the only ones that see my advertisements. That is how sophisticated it is. Facebook has over 1.3 billion users, meaning that one out of seven people in the whole world is on Facebook. So it means that if you want your business to reach anybody, right, they are most likely on Facebook. Then there's Instagram, right? And then there's Twitter. In fact, the social media, wherever people are, this is what I tell my students, wherever people are, wherever people gather, all right, money can be made there. So once you know how to get a lot of attention, get a lot of traffic, right, then the next thing you want to do is, of course, have something that people want. Now, let me say this: all money is made the same way, all right? All money is made the same way. How? Money is simply the byproduct of the exchange of value. What do I mean? You want, let's go back a few hundred years back, right? How were people trading? Trade by barter. I had something, you had something that I want. We'll say, okay, this is my cup of rice, all right, is equal to your one tuber of yam. So take my cup of rice, and then, it was an exchange of value. But over time, it's evolved. Now, of course, in fact, has evolved more into things like cryptocurrencies, right? But presently, money is just simply what you give, all right, to get what you want. Do you understand? So it means that if you don't have something that someone wants, right, then you can't make money. Does that make sense? If you don't have something that someone wants, that someone is willing to pay for, then you can't make money. So the first thing is not even to get attention. The first thing is to have something that a lot of people want. So you can say, okay, Bruno, what's the thing that a lot of people want? I'll give you a simple answer, right? Look around you. People buy, every one of us here, you buy things for just two reasons. Just two reasons. What are the reasons? Number one, you buy things to avoid pain. Why is it that you will not trek? Why would you rather enter a bus? Why would you pay to enter a bus? Because you want to avoid the stress of trekking. Do you understand? Why would you rather not starve? Because you want to avoid the pain of being hungry. Do you understand? So generally, people buy things for two things. Buy for two main reasons. Number one is to avoid pain, all right, and number two is to get a gain or pleasure. That is biologically the two reasons why businesses, technological advancements have existed: to avoid pain. What did Uber do? Right? Uber simply democratized, people getting taxis. Now from your phone you can order a taxi, and you have your own personal taxi. So the point is that the moment you begin to have products or services that solve people's problems, right, you can make a whole lot of money. But it's the first step, right? So the first thing is to, what is the problem that a lot of people have? All right. And how can I package the solution in such a way that they want to pay for it? Now, of course, remember, I'm just giving you a high level understanding of this. There's a whole lot more that I'll have to show rather than tell. All right. So that's the first thing. Have a product that a lot of people want. What's that thing a lot of people want to pay for? I'll give you a simple example. Every business, all right, the lifeblood, like they say, of every business is customers, right? So it therefore means that every business has one major problem: getting more customers, right? Are there business people here? Are you tired of customers? Do you understand? So are you seeing it? So that means that if you know how to get customers for businesses, you literally you literally make money. Do you understand? And you can simply do this. You learn how to get a lot of traffic, which is the next thing, on Facebook. Get a lot of traffic on social media. Buy a lot of traffic on the internet. Anybody who knows how to do this can never be broke. It is. I am still thinking of a way that person will be broke, except you have a very, very bad, spending habits, which is a different subject entirely. But the point is that if you can solve a problem that a lot of people want, right, then they will pay you for it. Because remember that the reason we are making money is not for money's sake. Do you get? Nobody makes money and says, "Oh, wow, so much money, man," and then they're just looking at the money like that. No, money is simply a tool to get what you want. Do you get? Why? Because when you're sick, you need money to pay the doctor, right? When you're hungry, you need money to buy food. Money is simply the tool. So people don't. So that means that ultimately there's something more valuable than money. That thing that money wants to get. Do you get me? There's something more valuable than money. That thing that money wants to get. Because you won't eat your money. Apart from burning the money, there's little substance money can do, or even in and of itself. The power of money is what it can purchase. All right. So it means that if I find something that is much more valuable than my money to me, I will willingly trade it. Do you understand? I'll willingly give you the money for you to give me that thing. Do you get? Of course, then we'll now move into the next. So we said number one is to have a product that solves a lot of problem for a good number of people, right? Number two is to now find those people, right? Is to find those people. Yes, you have a product that solves problem, right? But then who are the people that is solving the problem for? So you have to find those people. Normally, when I teach my students, I tell them that do not start with a product, start with a problem. Because money is not in places, it is in people. Money is not
Say
in
that again.
places, it's in people. Wherever people are, there will be a problem that they have, right? And if there's a problem there, you can make money there. Do you understand? So it's not in places, it's in people. So start with the problems. What are the problems that people face, right? And it's not difficult to find. So you start with a problem, then find who exactly does this problem, am I solving this problem for, or does this product meet their needs? That's the second thing. All right, because you want a good number of them. And I'm going to break down the math for you. All right. I'm going to break down. So you see how logically it's possible to make all this amount of money. Then the last thing, which is the most important part of this equation, is to make people offers that are so good they feel stupid saying no. What do I mean? Make it difficult for them to say no. It's as simple as that. So let me recap, right? Number one is to get something that a lot of people want, right? That's number one. Number two is to find the people that want those things that, that the problem that you solve for them. And number three is to make it difficult for them to say no. If you master these three things, there's really no way that you won't make money on the internet. How? How was I able to make the 1 million, right? It's simple. I found a product. In fact, the product that I got, I looked at it, I was like, man, this product is actually so good, right? I mean, I was using it the first week I started promoting. Guess how much I made? I want you to guess. Like someone should guess. Come on. Eh? I like the fact that you guys someone said the price. How much? 5,000. We're very close. It was actually 4,500. Yes, that's how much I made. But you see, the power of it was that I remember I sold the thing, I was on WhatsApp. Somebody bought, and I was like, oh my god, I am here. I've made 2,250 naira. That's the first sale I made. I was like, I didn't have to leave my house. I didn't have to, go out. I didn't have to do anything strenuous per se. I was like, wow. And then before you know it, another person paid another 4,500. That was literally, I was like, oh my god, this actually works.
And you were just using WhatsApp.
I was just using WhatsApp. So the social media that you're spending so much time on, right? The WhatsApp you're spending so much time on can literally be an asset that makes money for you. In fact, one of my students posted on social media one time that, he literally almost it became an issue. He said that in 14 months he had done 100 million naira in sales, and people couldn't believe it, but it's actually true. Why? See how the math breaks down, right? Let me tell you. So back to my story. So I was selling the product. As I went out selling the product was 40,000 naira, right? And then the way the business I do works is you get a commission whenever you make a sale. So let's say the commission for this particular product was 20,000 naira. So it meant that for every single time I made a sale, right, I got 20,000 naira. Now, how much do I need to do to get 200? How many sales do I need to make to get 200,000? 10 sales. How many sales do I need to do to make 1 million? 50, right? How many people use the internet in Nigeria? Do you want to know how many? On Facebook alone, there are at least, the last time Facebook counted, 21 million internet users in Nigeria alone on Facebook. WhatsApp alone has over 1 billion users. We are saying that if you can get a minuscule fraction of those people to pay you, let's say you don't even believe in yourself. Let's say they'll just pay you 5,000 naira, right? 5,000 naira, and you could get 100 of those people to pay you 5,000 naira. That is how much? That's how much? 500k. It is too possible. It's too easy at this point. Of course, it might not be easy for you because you don't know how every single thing works. But what I want to show you is the vision, how it actually plays out. All right, I want you to see that it's actually possible.
Okay, so let me just ask before. Please, I hope you have your questions down. What are the main skills that you would need to make money online? Just point them out. We can discuss them when they're asking their question, but just list them out. What are the skills that you would need?
So there are different types of online businesses. I'll say that. But because we're trying to keep things simple and I'm speaking from my experience, I'll tell you that there's no online business that you need right now that doesn't want or require a lead generation service. Meaning that how do you get a lot of people? How do you get a lot of customers or potential customers, right? How do you get these people to be interested in what you're selling? There's Facebook advertisement, there's PPC, there's Google ads, right? How to run ads on YouTube. So if you can run ads, basically Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, social media ads, then that is one of the most important skills you need. Because if there's no traffic, there will be no potential customers. There's no potential customers, there can be no sales. All right? If there's no sales, there's no money. If there's no money, you're broke. Do you get? Does that make sense? All right, so that's the first skill, right? I'd say that's the first skill. But then if you get all this amount of people, so this is how it works. Let me show you the maths. I wish I was displaying it on the board, right? In the world of internet marketing, there's what we call conversion rate. All right. So conversion rate just simply means the percentage of people who click on your ad versus the amount of people that buy. Now, for to keep things very, very simple, all right, out of every 100 persons, the average conversion rate on the internet, all right, out of every 100 persons that see your product, one person will buy or is likely to buy. Let's put it like that, right? That's if your product is good, you get everything right, all right. So that means that if you sell something for 5,000 naira, right? If you sell something for 5,000 naira, that's your profit is 5,000 naira, and then you drive a traffic of 10,000 people. Then that's 10,000 people get to see your advert, see your product, see everything. And let's say you have a conversion rate of 1%, right? It's 10,000 people that saw it. 1% conversion rate. If it's this 1% is that you are bad at it. Do you understand? You're bad at it. That's 1% conversion rate. 1% conversion rate of 10,000 is how many? 100. 100 times 5,000. 500k. That's you being bad. Do you see that the power in this thing is in the numbers? Do you get? Because the internet has made it possible for you to be on your phone, which everybody literally is now. Everybody is on their phone. It means that if everybody is on their phone, you can get your message across to almost everybody. So the power is in the numbers. The fact that you can get so many people to view your message. And if you are persuasive enough, right, you can get a good number of those people to actually pay you money for what exactly it is you're telling them, which is the next important skill. Being able to persuade people, to convince people, either in written form or in vocal form. All right. So by being able to do this, it means that you can convert a high amount of people. So remember, we had a 1% conversion rate, right? Good. Now imagine we now simply double the conversion rate. So instead of having 1% conversion rate, we now have 2% conversion rates. What happens to the amount of money we are making? We go from 500k to how much? 1 million. By simply what? Doubling the what? The conversion rate. All right, like I said, these things are high level things that require a bit of breakdown. But for understanding it in the simplest form, these are just a couple of things that gives you an idea of how the internet marketing business works, basically.
So you say lead generation and then
Being able to sell,
persuasive.
persuasion.
So,
Being able
so
to sell.
sort of like copyright.
Copywriting is persuasion in writing. That's exactly what it is.
All right. Questions? Pastor has.
Okay. I would really appreciate if you could make it a bit practical a bit. That's especially concerning this affiliate marketing. So I've actually heard a lot about this affiliate thing, but I've not really gotten the hold of it, like literally, but the issue I have with this is I don't know. A lot of people that are in it already tend to focus more on bringing more people than on selling the product. So I want to understand how that works because me, the moment you are trying to tell me to come and do something instead of trying to sell the product, it just turns me off. Like, what's the point? Because now, if I join, you now start telling me to go and look for somebody to come and join. I don't know if you get the whole circle, so
Okay.
it's not
All right.
adding up.
Very good question, and it's a very important question because a lot of people have been asking that. Because now it now makes it look like a network marketing thing. It's absolutely not, right? In network marketing, you get paid by your downlines, and then their downlines, right? I'm not saying network marketing, but I did a bit of network marketing. It's really good. But the difference is this: there is affiliate marketing as a concept. Let me explain what affiliate marketing is so you get it right. Solomon has a product. Let's say, he created a book, right? That or wrote a book that solves problems on what's a major problem now? Fuel, right? Let's say he creates a book that says, okay, this is how you can actually make your own fuel that is healthy for your generator. He's tested it, it's working, like it's really good. You get like he has a lot of reviews. Like point in case is that it works. Do you understand? Let's imagine hypothetically it works. All right, now he's struggling to get the word out, right? He now meets me. All right, I have a lot of people. I'm an quote and unquote an influencer. I have a lot of people, and it's like, no, this my stuff really works. I've tested it. People have tested it. They've been telling me if people are buying it and all that, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Instead of paying me to talk about it, you know what happens? Why don't you give me a commission? We are going to do, on the technological back end. I'll have a special link that anybody who buys using that link, you'll be able to know that those people came from my efforts. Do you understand? So he gives me that link. I now come to my audience. I'm like, oh man, guys, man, you guys are struggling with for sorry, oh. But anyways, me, there's one this thing I know. In fact, if I can tell you the honest truth, I've not needed to buy fuel in almost 2 years. Why? Because this person has told me about this, and then I talk to you about it. I show you the proof and everything. And I'm like, if you want to know how you too can do it in your house, right? Simply get this book here at this link. You understand? And you're like, okay, the book is cheap or it's not cheap, but the value is much. And then you buy it, right? Now, if the commission we agreed was a 50-50, right? So the book is 2.5, sorry, 5,000, 50-50. I get 2.5 for every time I sell that book, right? So whenever somebody clicks that link and buys using that link, it's tracked from the back end, right? Don't worry about that. It's tracked from the back end. He will know, all right? I will know that it was my link that was used. Do you get? Does that make sense? That in itself is what affiliate marketing is. Simply a business model or an advertising model where the commission, where you're paid based on your results. Do you understand? So it's more like a performance-based kind of marketing where you're paid when you get results. Now to answer your question, because I said something at the beginning that the first thing is to what? Have a product that what? That what? That works. That a lot of people that solves a problem for a lot of people, right? Now, so the thing is, when people sell affiliate marketing as a product, what they are selling to you is come and learn a business model, right? That will teach you how to make X and Y amount of money. Do you get? Because it actually does what? It actually does what? It works. Do you get? So there are two options. You can either meet me and say, think of it like this. If I was talking to you as a friend and I'm like, I can give you money, oh, right? But you don't want money, right? You want me to teach you how to fish, right? Abi? And I'm like, okay, this is basically how my business works. I go online, I find a product, right? Or I go to a platform, find a product. I feel like, okay, this product really works. I go to Facebook, I research the people that will likely need this product. I put a message there. I send them, the system and how it works. And then they look at the message, they like it, they're like, okay, I want to buy it, they pay me, and that's how I make money. But what I've said is too complicated for you, right? And I have to teach you the basics, the nitty-gritty things. And I'm not like, you know what? Somebody actually created a course on this business. Do you understand? That teaches you lead generation, right? That teaches you how to persuade people, right? That teaches you how to target the right customers so that you can actually send the message to the people that want it. And best of all, that shows you a platform where you have over 60 products across different industries that you can actually sell. Pick this product and understand this business if it is this business you want to do. Do you get me? Does that make sense? So when I now send that product to you, that product on itself that teaches you, how to do affiliate marketing, right, is a course. Why? Because it solves the problem that you want. Do you understand? It solves the problem that you have, which is learning how to make money online. Do you get me? Now there are other businesses. I could as well, if it was a business person that met me, all right, I'll say, okay, you have problem getting customers. Okay, you know what happened? There's a course that actually teaches you how to get customers from Facebook, all right, that are interested in what you're selling. I would not send them an affiliate marketing course. Do you get? So I'll send them a product that solves their problem. The reason why it seems like they're telling you to join affiliate marketing is because they perceive that your challenge or the problem you have is that you want to make money online. Do you get? Does that make sense now? So they are recommending that course to you based on the problem that they think you have. Do you understand me? So it's not like as though they're telling you come and join me. If, for example, I've had someone who told me he wants to be a virtual assistant. He wants to be able to assist CEOs all the way from Africa. And I'm like, okay, cool. There's a product on the marketplace. Check this out. And the person looked at it and I was like, oh, this is nice. And he paid. Do you get? I got a 50% commission on that. Another one was like, there are other ways to make money. There's Amazon KDP. All right, you can publish books on Amazon and people will buy and you make money. And the person was like, I'm interested in that. I would not tell the person to come and quote and unquote join affiliate marketing. Do you get? But what am I doing? I'm doing what? Does that make sense? Is it clear now? All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bruno. Well, um, so two questions. Number one, these things you are saying require training, and I know you have some trainings. Okay, um, tell us more about your trainings.
So,
Okay, and then hold on. Oh, you have to put inside it what you will do because you are talking on our platform today. Okay, in other words, some kind of discounts or whatever.
okay,
My mind is so hearing this is not enough.
of course.
If people want to take it further, they need to sit down and be trained.
Okay.
Okay, and then of course, what it is that you are going to do for us since you are our guest today. Thank you.
Okay. This one is not this is more like a question. So, um, they are basically because when you do this business long enough, you begin to realize that people have um, different levels of their knowledge, their comprehension of things, and then also financial capacity. Right. So what I normally do is because I get a lot of people telling me that I want you to mentor me, right? But here's the thing: the better you get at this thing, right, the more people there will be to require your mentorship. And what I now decided that what, I'm going to put a ridiculously high amount for my mentorship, and I charge 1 million naira for it. That's a one-on-one. All right, one-on-one. I tell you what to do. I show you. You can call me. I will look through your problem. We'll look through it. I tell you, how to go about it, courses and all that. One-on-one. Of course, I know that a lot of people cannot afford it. Whoever is desperate enough to actually get it, then I know that okay, this is actually very serious. Then what next I now have is a cohort. Now this cohort comes up every 2 months because to be honest, I really want to give people value for their money. All right, and I want to give people value for their money, and I want to impact knowledge. So I only take 20 people, and as I'm talking to you, the waiting list for March is already full. All right. So I only take 20 people per month, every 2 months. And in those 2 months, we literally teach them every single thing that they need to know. All right. And not only that, they get to practice it. They get to see real time feedback of things I am doing. how I am doing it. So I don't just teach and impact knowledge. One of the things I do is I impact what I call um, a thinking process. Because really, sometimes the problem people have is not just the knowledge, but exactly how to think. Because it's very important. Why? You will not always have the same problems that someone has, right? You will not always be your situation will not be the same as my situation. But if you understand the framework, the basics, how I apply this knowledge into my unique situation, then if I can impart that to you, it means that you don't have to be in my situation to get my results. That is a very difficult thing to teach, but it's part of what we teach in our cohort. All right. The cohort is for 2 months. No, it's not physical because it's not physical. It's online. We have a timetable, right? So it's weekly. You have reports. You have your instructors. You have your community of students. You can ask questions. You have the instructors that you can bounce ideas, off and on, and then you have assignments that you are given, so that you are actually doing the work. Because trust me, you can have the knowledge of something, but by the time you go into the field and you do it and you don't see results, right, you're going to feel like, man, this thing isn't working. But sometimes you just have to be consistent.